What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 16 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Imrik Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the, fifth, I want to say, dragon taming battle, fourth or fifth, saw us take on Imrath the Eternal, the Star Dragon, who is very, very hard-hitting, in fact, almost as hard-hitting as Imrik himself, especially when actually on field. He's on the team now, and he will be put into Imrik's army relatively shortly, as we are looking to split off Arwenil and Michaela and the Fire Army into its own thing. In addition to that, Teclis managed to reclaim the Fortress of Dawn, which was nice. Certainly took him some effort, but you know, once he had Caledor's backing, he could actually achieve something and take the place back. It also does have a fairly nice harbor, which gives us additional trade tariffs and income, and while it's not going to be quite as good as a few of the other awesome harbors like Marienburg or Bordelot, well, we'll keep an eye out for those as well, I suppose. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this particular turn, I actually think that we got right to the end of the turn with that big old battle against the Fortress of Dawn, so we're probably ready to end it and move on. Alright, and we'll have to figure out where exactly to send Teclis. I'm actually inclined to maybe grab this island and then that Skull Island down here before we lose it to one of the AIs. Twould be real swell. And ooh, an underway interception against Queek. That's perfect, because we wanted that Vermin Flail from him. And so Vermin Flail we shall have. Auto-resolve it, Obsidian Lodestone for free, sure. And we're in our own territory, so the healing is kind of irrelevant. Ransom captives. Alright, beautiful, and that's a minus 5% upkeep on Imrik's super expensive army. And in addition to that, while the turn is ending, obviously once again we have reached the engagement threshold, and so this episode will be roughly an hour long, and the engagement threshold still stands, 350 likes and 50 comments, and the next one will be an hour long as well. Sir Thara Belkek, okay, what are you doing? You screwed over Mazdamundi, and now you're ending pacts with us all over the place. I don't know, man. We may have to kill that particular faction. At least Mazdamundi would like it. Oh, we should also probably destroy this guy before he builds up a proper stack, shouldn't we? Can't reach him here. Alright, we'll probably have to do this. Defeated Queek for Imrik, yes, that's lovely. Aetanian Vintner, Recruiter Zemdilla is back up and running, should we need to recruit stuff. And Eastern Trade Contracts, lovely. Income from trade plus 2% for every ally. We just need a few more allies, as we only, I think, have 5 right now, but the bonus diplomatic relations should make it a little bit easier. Teclis, head out to this Remnants of Battle, which it's not a battle. Hall of True Silver to perform better in battle will give us Heavy Iron, Weapon Strength, Armor Piercing, Weapon Damage, and Armor plus 15. Fairly decent buff, especially on the very fragile Illyrian Reavers. Then, I mean, this is basically your entire way, isn't it? We should probably chase this guy down. Alright, fine. Head into the Fortress of Dawn. And we'll have to figure out whether we want to recruit some stuff there or not. Can you go back into regular stance? No, you cannot, but your mana is full, so that isn't super relevant. And speaking of mana, you have 2 points to apply, and we are trying to head towards the Flames of the Phoenix now, so we'll take a point in Net of Amantok and a point in Flaming Sword, simply because we don't have access to them in the same way that we do the Enfeebling Foe, as Teclis already has a sort of base variant of it. You, sir. We will reset you later, but for now, I think we'll get you Merchant Lord, just so that we can buff up the income for our faction a little bit. Frankly, we probably want Merchant Lord on every single lord that we can get it on. With the possible exception of Imrik, as I fear he won't have the additional points needed to go into it. Actually, speaking of Imrik, let's get you out here towards Misty Mountain. And Arwenil, if we have space or if we have money left over, we might actually want to recruit some stuff with you. Namely, if we're splitting you off into the Fire Army shortly, we'll probably want to get you some Sisters of Avalorn since they do fire damage. We could allow you to keep the Talons of Torquelada, though I suppose the Talons... Wait, let me just see. Bowmaster buffs... Oh, it does buff Sisters of Avalorn as well. Okay, so they do share the same tree, so we could do that as well, as they provide fire weakness on attack, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, flammable. That'll work. And we got phoenixes, if not quite on the way yet. The buildings are on the way, and that's good. Got the sun dragon thing here. And we'll do the building in a little bit. Let's move everybody else around first, however. Now, Etelnai and Phaedian. Okay, so now that we've reached Iron Rock, the question is, do we take 2 turns to head down to Valea Sorrow and Carrick 8 Peaks, or do we now move back to Barrack Var? I'm inclined to say Barrack Var is just the better province, which it makes me think that we want to go over there. We would... Oh, wow, we wouldn't be able to reach this in 1 turn. Not unless we march stance. Alright, fine. Let's move... Wait. What's the likelihood anybody attacks us? I'd say low, but nonetheless. Stay in our own territory. Well, actually, you don't have to heal. Although you could have probably channeled some magic. But anyway, if we take Barrack Var, at least the orcs won't be able to... Okay, no, it's not a concern. It's a stack, but it's not a concern. We'll be fine. Alright, you guys are losing mana here, I take it? Yeah, a little bit. This guy probably won't defend, he'll most likely back off. He might even try to get around us to retake Iron Rock, but frankly, as we've not invested in it and don't intend to until the sort of surrounding territories are in a better position and safer, it won't matter over much anyway. Arathon, who knocked out Malekith last step, is another stack, okay. It looks like we're sending Arathon over through Shrogtak Mountain, not suffering attrition. And Bel Harathoy, I guess you're going this way. You should be able to take Dracula Spire. Yeah, you should be able to take Dracula Spire. And especially if there's no stack there. Alright, and you're a mage, so you're fine, and I guess... Okay, let's see what we got here. We've got Negator, which is the Enfeebling Foe, and Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. Kind of not worth the 50 influence, to be perfectly honest. Limber is great, but at 50 points, it's quite expensive. We got Thinker for a little bit of research rate, Dealer, and then the ones that are not great. Missile Resistance, and... Yeah, no, the flustered ones are not good. Maybe we just get you a Limber. Oh, 50? Okay, wait, you know what we'll do? We'll take a look at if there are other important sort of... Hound isn't bad. Sort of other heroes. Crushing isn't bad. And that we want to actually spend that influence on. And let's also take a look at the Lore Masters of Choeth, as we now have the ability to recruit them. And we should keep an eye out on some good ones. Athletic, Fortuitous. I do like those thickened ones with the growth for all provinces. I would stack those if we were intending to get a lot of them, but it looks like these guys are okay right now. What about Sisters of Avalorn? Or Handmaidens, rather. Okay, you also have Honed, and ooh, another one with Medic. That tempts me so. I assume that there is no... well, there could be. I was wondering if there was something specific to... Okay, so I see Disfavored has an upkeep increase for the Sisters of Avalorn. This... To me, this feels like it means that there is a favored variant that at probably 50 will give us a reduction in upkeep for them, which will be important, but probably only later for Ilariel once we get her. Alright, fine. We'll get a... We'll spend the 50 influence on this. Everything costs an influence, we just need more embassies and more nobles influence and stuff. Alright, go for Mage of Beasts then. And we'll go for Limber. It'll be a little bit harder to take you out, and you can fight with the eagles, sort of. Alright, move on in, and you can follow where... Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have recruited you here instead. That's too late, alright. Gonna be playing a little bit of catch-up, but okay, at this point we're kinda used to it. Now, you can... Huh. Ithilmar Chariot? Wait, is it only Archmages that get eagle mounts? Wait. Michaela's a fire mage and she gets a sun dragon. The beast lore doesn't have an eagle? The beast lore doesn't have an eagle. That's what you're telling me right now. They do summon eagles, as somebody pointed out in the comments, but you don't have the option of an eagle mount? That's surprising. Just out of curiosity, if we take a look at the metal mage, so is it only the fire mage that's unique? I'm really surprised about the beast lore mage, simply because in the, for example, the beast lore mage for the Empire has a frickin' griffin mount. These guys don't even get an eagle. Okay, who had the metal mage? Let's find him. Yo, Colin, Metal Mage. Yeah, you just have the Ithilmar Steed and Ithilmar Chariot. Huh. A little bit disappointing, but oh well. I guess we'll have to deal with the Chariot or possibly, well, damn. That actually kind of makes the 50 points a waste because we probably won't be using you for your Chariot's sort of melee capabilities. Although you'll have such a massive amount of speed, we could sort of pull a Tsarina Katrin and be really annoying with it if you had a little bit more mass, maybe. And keep an eye on an item that does that for us. Anyway, Architect Luaran, you're headed to Bitter Bay now. Doesn't look like there's going to be a battle this particular turn, but well. Alright, so you're going to build up the colonnade, obviously go for the haven here and upgrade the harbor at Bitter Bay. We got to try to move towards that Anoril's tomb for that free influence, and the campaign movement range for all armies, which is always a nice thing to have. Then we'll want to build up the archive because we want these everywhere. And I guess rather than the Dragon Lair, we could go for the Shrine of Assyrian for Phoenixes here. Because we already have the Dragon Lair here. And, oh, actually, we'd probably replace the Gateguard Garrison here with another Dragon Lair, eh? Or another Phoenix Lair. But I still think, the thing is, every single prince and princess is going to need a mage, and it's been quite the problem until now. Rather than just using the sort of archmages. I am tempted by additional dragon capacity, but we can wait a little bit. We got more tier 4s coming anyway. Start with the archive. Plus, we really need the research rate that it offers. In addition to mages to actually steal tech, rather than just, you know, running around not stealing tech. Anyway, let's see. Arwenil, you are who again? You are one. Oh, you're the other Arwenil. You're a handmaiden, and you're moving towards these armies. Gwyndian, you are stuck, and I believe that's all we gotta do, at the very least. Movement-wise. Diplomacy. What do we have here? Krasakarak and... Ooh, Western Province is so close to the defensive alliance.
I understand.
805? I think we can pay 805 for it. Go for it. Alright, let's see what they've got over here. Oh, they're actually fairly close to a military alliance as well, which ain't too bad. We have... So they've taken over the Skaven's former territories, which is kind of interesting. But they got kind of pushed out of their regular territories a little bit. I assume they're allied with the other Cathians. Yeah, they are. Alright, we won't do anything else there, but did that give us a vision of anything that might want to trade or ally or anything? Doesn't look like it. It should make the Golden Order a little bit happier with us, which is good because we've been wanting to stay friendly with them as well. I've also... Wissenland and Nuln. We'd really like to establish, you know, agreements with Wissenland and Nuln. They would give us a lot of vision in the center of the Empire, and on top of that, they would give us vision most likely of all the Wood Elves out here, especially considering they're trading with them, and probably share some territories, which would be great because we could ally with them from a distance. We'll just keep an eye on them. If they lose a few more armies, we'll attempt the alliance. Maybe we'll join a few wars. Most of the factions they're fighting are so far away from us that the war isn't really a concern. We can get something out of it. Anyway, let's do the building before heading on to next turn. We got one more turn of that darn Confederation debuff, but nearly there. Go for the Elven Artisans here. Titan... Okay, now we have to go one by one. You are still growing, so you're fine. Titan Peaks. Ooh, yes, this was an important one. Definitely the Vintner, as it provides a great upgrade, and I guess another colonnade here. At least for now. Then we will... I guess we can keep upgrading the plaza for a little bit, so stay and rebuild Lost Splendor for now. Howling Wastes, you're going to be growing for a long time, so keep it up. We will... Ooh, 1.8k for that estate. It's a little bit expensive. I think we can wait. What about here? Iron Spike. We should probably switch you back to Public Order relatively shortly, and I guess we can get the plaza and... Okay, we'll upgrade the plaza first, and then do it. Alright. Out here, Crookback Mountain, you're fine. It'll be a while before you grow. The Wolflands are fine as well. Karazakarak, yes, please, to the gem mine. Everybody likes gems. And Arnheim, you are fine as well. Don't need to reduce anything. Tiranock. I fear you might get attacked by Sir Tharabel Kek, but, well, we'll see. And Pigbarter, you're fine. Caledor, you are... fine. Your growth is at 50. We have no growth buildings here. I'm almost tempted to get rid of the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower building, but if we build a sort of Lothern Sea Guard army here just to sort of guard the coastline and grab islands, we'll probably want to make use of it. Nagashazar, you're at plus 20 now. I think you can collect a little bit of income here. Well, actually, it's only 525. It's not that much. It would be better to grow it a little bit faster so we get the Bitter Bay building up and running. Alright, we'll wait a little bit on you. Fortress of Dawn, can't collect anything here, and we'll probably have no choice but to need the Colonnade. We already have an Eastern Bazaar elsewhere, so we don't have to prioritize it. The Public Order here will actually fix itself once we get Teclis the heck out of here with his Zinchen corruption. Hag Hall, ooh, the other important one. Alright, so obviously upgrade the livestock pens. Go for the, ooh... Public Order is horrific here. You know what, I think the growth is okay now, so we will go straight for the Plaza, which will leave us just not enough money, 6 money short of upgrading the Haven. I feel like we should upgrade it right now. We'll need to switch back to the Tribute to the Phoenix King anyway. Probably a few other things that we could build, like the stuff with the Haunted Forest. We just don't have the cash for it. Is there any Diplo we could do that would give us just like 5 gold? No need to peace out with any of these guys. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. We could do the military access with these guys if we join a war, but I'm kind of disinclined. Alright, fine. There was a... wait... It was a building we built here somewhere. Well, okay, there were a lot of buildings we built in a lot of places, but... I mean, ooh, actually, Krazakrak, you can switch to either growth, and yeah, let's go banish corruption for a while. I'm actually glad I looked back here. This is fine, it'll need to continue being built. Actually, wait, the Shrine of Assyrian is at max tier 3, right? And we're not leaving right now, it's actually... has to be upgraded. Okay, well then. That doesn't change anything. Damn. Okay, I guess we can wait on you. Not a big deal. Wait, how many more turns do we have on Invocation of Assyrian? 2. Damn, I was hoping that we'd still have that available for Vol's Anvil, but it'll be a little bit longer. Oh well, nonetheless, prioritize upgrading the Haven here, and you're switching to Tribute to the Phoenix King, which is appropriate. There we go. Now let's pick a tech, and let's go next turn. As for the tech, I believe we were going to do Recall Colonists. We don't have the 5,000 money meant for military advancements right now, and while we do want Awakening the Ancient Ones for the dragon reductions, we don't have enough dragons to make good use of it as of yet. Even though I was intending to change that within the next few turns, and probably still will. Alright, skip, and then turn again. Alright, Eataine Avalorn, come on Eataine, take that Maelstrom so that we don't have to deal with it. Alyssa's going to attack this place, which we haven't invested in, but you can have it, we'll just destroy you next turn. Wait, Great Eagles? Huh. Does this place have walls? I don't remember. On the other hand, if they take it... See, the thing is we don't know whether they'll sack it or they'll take it. And the thing is, if they take it, we can run down the army immediately. Might be worth it to sacrifice the... Yeah, you know what? Do this. If they do take it, and they will, we should be in range of with Erathon to destroy that army completely. It's more worth it, in my opinion. And Camp Noctis still wants peace. No, thank you, sir. Go deal with Tyrion for a while. You're keeping him busy, keeping him from going complete maniac with the whole corruption by Sword of Cain. Save it for the end times, which will never happen. Damn it. Alright, Imrik, are you able to reach Misty Mountain and Queek's capital? Is the question, or at least one of. Ready for duty? That's fine. You are in range. Beautiful. Probably not in Noble Prestige, but in regular range. Let's see what kind of defenses we have at Misty Mountain. Lackluster. Lackluster. Not worthy of a fight. Occupy. And, wow, even barely damaged the High Elven Rangers. You call that a capital, Queek? Occupy. Lovely. Clan Molder revealed, or Clan Moors rather revealed. Misty Mountain is ours. Don't collect the income here for now and start on that colonnade. Arwenil. I still want you to recruit from here, but you're... I mean, I guess we could just sit here for a while. The only problem is if we're not recruiting, we should probably be leeching XP from Imrik, which is... I mean, I guess we could send somebody back, like the recruiter, to recruit while we leech XP with you. Might be the better way to do it. And so that's what we'll do. Yeah, ooh, also we got other buildings to build here. Oh, this is going to be very expensive. Temple of Asurian, and Grand Repository, and Promenade, and Bitter Bay. I guess another plaza? Yeah, sure. Go for another plaza here, go for a haven here. That's basically going to take all our money. And another plaza here. And I guess we got to stay here for at least one more turn to build more stuff. Alright, let's see if we can't fight some battles that'll actually give us a little bit of cash for all of this. And, ooh, speaking of battles, these guys have moved to Dog Karaz, which has defenses plus a full stack at Tilna. Looks like a decent fight for you. Go into, I guess, Lilith's Blessing. And get ready to move into Dog Karaz. Huh. These guys didn't take Varenka kills. The little Orky army fell, and ooh, Pyrrhic victory. That's what I like to see. And it's a big old double stack of Savage Orcs with their massive physical resistances. Should be a fun time. Go into Lilith's Blessing, please, and move to Dog Karaz, and we shall fight the fight. Also, who's over here? Ah, damn, they own Matorka as well. I really didn't want to go all the way out here. This is owned by Skaven. We're also probably closing in on Scragg's territory. Alright. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go. Let's try out that Moon Dragon and, well, the entire Lothern Seaguard army and see how well they can take this particular settlement. Now, usually, I'd say about 95% of the time I attack this particular settlement from this particular location, but I figured with the pile of Lothern Seaguard, this might not be a bad idea either. What we can do is try to take this position up here, hold the bridge while the rest of a, let's say, solid pile of Seaguard fire down from this cliffside, and then the other half of the army approaches there with the fire support from the guys on top. With Slaneshi giggle, but anyway, we'll see if that works out. Anyway, we're gonna start that battle off with that Reaver bow moving through the enemy, and now, actually looked like it did fairly decent damage. I guess against more fragile units like the Gobos, okay, I guess we need to make sure to use that against the weaker units, as it does seem to actually kill off a decent amount of them in those particular situations. Anyway, nice Moon Dragon Breath. Haven't seen a lot of these as yet, but, well, it's just begun. Alright, into the middle of the enemy formation. Not obviously going to be as effective as a Sun Dragon Breath in terms of just clearing out piles of enemy units, as the Moon Dragon is sort of in between the Sun Dragon and the Star Dragon for what it does, for i.e. single entity versus lots of enemies, but still pretty solid by the looks of it. Anyway, enemy lord's getting pin-cushioned. I don't think he knew where to go, and down he goes. We knew where he was going, and it looks like the enemies are actually backing off here, which ain't gonna work out so well for them, I'd wager. The more they back off, the more we can just take a superior position. And if they try to rush us, Ailair, the noble, is there, and is Io there to take the enemy charge. Anyway, we're doing a little bit of advance by fire and movement as we sort of advance one unit forward while the other ones cover their advance in case the enemy does end up charging us. And by the looks of it, at the very least, some trolls, well, they looked willing for a second, but I don't think they're so willing anymore. Alright, they're going to back up, but they're going to take a few arrows to the back for their trouble. Run, little guys, run. Back across that bridge while we take this nice high position. Up here, it looks like the other enemy orcs are kind of in the same situation. Either they move forward and get pin-cushioned, or they run back and allow us to advance. Our princess up on that Moon Dragon is obliterating the enemy tower, which will take another hit or two before falling. And since the enemy has no artillery to speak of, well, that is a fairly big threat that will be knocked out. Down goes the tower. Alright, and the orcs just milling around, unsure of what they can do here while we take our positions. Looks like this unit of savage orcs will be out of here. That 40% physical resistance certainly allowing them to eat more arrows than we'd like, but not enough arrows to prevent them from dying. I'm going to speed this up a teensy bit while we move the rest of our army forward. I'm going to drop a nice Searing Doom on the enemy platform, and as I've learned through various campaigns, I like to use the cheap bombardment spells on these sorts of things. Kind of something I got used to doing in the Archaon campaign, because the Khornate armies weren't supposed to use magic, because that would be cowardly, and thus the only way I decided to use magic in those was to drop bombardments on platforms, essentially taking out obstacles and not enemies, such that our melee Khornate troops can move in on the action without relying on cowardly magics. Anyway, another Moon Dragon Breath. I really like the sort of yellowish color scheme of the Moon Dragon Breath. Very bright. I want to see what it looks like in a sort of dark map. Would be pretty neat. Anyway, our positions are looking pretty solid now. Looks like the enemy, while some of them have fled across the bridge, others have attempted to charge across it only to fail, and are now running away while under fire from those Lothern Seaguard. The rest of them are firing down from the cliffside as planned. And it's looking pretty good. Too bad the elves can't manufacture a mortar or two, because this would be a fantastic position to get a few mortars up and running. I would definitely have loved to make some use of that. Or, well, fairly unlikely we'd be able to ally with Skaven. In fact, we'd prefer the Skaven Poison Wind mortars to the Imperial mortars. But anyway. We have dwarven allies, but for whatever reason, dwarfs don't like to build mortars. Anyway, or at the very least, the regular dwarves. At the very least, in this game. There's a lot of caveats to that, but anyway, let's see. Bounce power's at about, let's say, 65% in our favor. Still a lot of enemies running around in the enemy settlement, but it's definitely one of those situations where the AI just plainly doesn't know what exactly to do. Does it charge and eat thousands of arrows? A couple units will charge, this one at least will, though it has already dropped to half HP before it got into combat. And those are Savage Orc biggins, I believe, so they would be able to dish out massive amounts of damage to a single unit of Lothern Seaguard, and thus we're going to buff them up with a little bit of healing. And we'll pop a Shield of Thorns on everybody just as the enemy charges. And gotta get that damage reflection up and running, and make sure that our own units don't pin cushion our own. Alright, and the bridge still being held, and the arrows fly on down from above as well. This is a really nice sort of showcase for the Lothern Seaguard. The shields and the spears out front preventing the enemy from doing anything, while we sort of reverse siege them. You could say that the orcs are penned in here like pigs, i.e. like pig barter, and, well, they'll be slaughtered here. Maybe not so much like pigs. I don't know how much arrow fire slaughters pigs, but you get the idea. I'm not going any further with that. Anyway, looks like another platform goes down. No more additional range for the error boys. And the bounce power shifts to about 70, maybe even 75% in our favor. Now, however, another major threat emerges onto the battlefield as Phaedon has arrived and is getting ready to start casting. She'll start with a nice chain lightning through a few enemies, getting 102 kills already. It looks like in desperation a few enemy boar boys decide to charge, and ooh, looks like they'll be attempting to go after the princess, who now, however, has that moon dragon. And should be able to hold these boar boys back while we pincushion them. Yeah, looks like these guys decided to not go for the moon dragon, but that's fine. And the spears of the Sea Guard, or the maw of the dragon, or the arrows of the back line. It's your choice, boar boys. You're free to pick any one. Alright, we certainly taken a little bit of damage on the princess here, but not to worry, we have regrowth available from Theoden, at the very least while she continues sort of moving around with this army. And one of the things I think I've kind of decided with Theoden is we're going to sort of temporarily give her the White Lion army. We have the capability of building it down here in Nagashazar, so we're going to give it to her, because we don't know when Alistar the White Lion will be confederated. It could be ages, and when he's back on the field we could simply transfer the army to him, and if it takes too long, well, that's fine. I just don't want to wait to get the White Lions in here with a proper army, especially considering their army will be very different from the sort of ranged focused armies, and I guess also very different from the dragon focused armies, but you know. Anyway, at the end of the day, I still want Theoden to be with the Life Dragons, so that'll be a little bit different from the White Lion army, but she can sort of lead it for a while. Anyway, looks like the Bounce Sparrow's at about 80% here. While I've been rambling away, the enemies have been dropping in droves. Gonna speed it up a little bit as we move on outward, get another, I think our last Moon Dragon breath out, and then land upon the enemy once again. At this point, unfortunately, we have run out of ammunition, and I don't know that the High Elves have any kind of access to ammunition recharge, which is a bit of a shame. You'd think that they'd be able to invent some logistics at this point. Logistics and resupply, but not so much, apparently. Alright, well, fortunately it won't be an issue for this particular battle, as most of the orcs are done for, even if we discount the fact that we're starting to run out of ammunition. Theoden will land upon the enemy just to try to clear them out a little bit faster. I guess one reason to put her on a dragon instead of the eagle would be so that she could do this and still sort of fight the enemy. Of course, she still can fight, but she has to essentially keep herself constantly healed up, or else she starts taking a lot of damage. The eagle's a lot more fragile, after all, due to the only 30 armor. At this point, in a little bit of panic mode, we need to clear the enemy out so that Theoden can leave, as she doesn't have enough mass to get away from the blob, but she will eventually clear her way out and heal herself right back up to full with Earthblood, Life Bloom, and Regrowth. A few more orcs and trolls charging forth. That smoke active from the nasty skulkers, but Rahagra's Pride will charge right through that line of shields and spears. They were mainly supposed to be going for the trolls here, but we can simply send the princess and her moon dragon to deal with the trolls. And there we go. Looks like the Gobos at least are booking it on out of there, but the trolls will join the fray against Rahagra's Pride. I do imagine that the princess will send the first troll unit scurrying away, and we'll be able to focus on the second shortly. We also have the melee reflection from the Shield of Thorns up as well, though by the looks of it we won't need it for much longer. Mount Power is at about 90% in our favor now, and a unit of Boar Boys has attempted to flank our Lothern Seaguard, but we've also moved in our unit of the Pure Main Company, who should be able to rip apart those Boar Boys without any trouble at all. Plus, asunder their admittedly non-existent armor. Well, they probably had like 10 armor, right? 25 plus 5 minus 30, so 30 minus 30 is 0. And that'll help the Lothern Seaguard deal with them even faster in melee. And I do believe that's that, folks. With that, the enemy army topples, shatters, and gives this settlement to us. We've taken, by the looks of it, pretty much no damage here, or at the very least so little, and we can discount it. Alright, there we go. Poor AI really just didn't want to fight. Basically no damage from them. And generally speaking, it kept backing off, but that really didn't solve the solution or wasn't the solution, as all it did is allow our Lothern Seaguard to advance and continue pincushioning them. Too bad, so sad. Also, nice 600-ish kills on Itilnai. There certainly got that lovely power-up from the Moon Dragon. Occupy the place and align standard, lovely. Another Golden Crown of Atrazar. That should be decent as well, depending on the army. Atilnai on Star Dragon, now in Phaedian on the Moon Dragon. I think I like Phaedian on the Eagle for now, so I think we're going to keep her on the Eagle, at least for now. Atilnai, do we want you on Star Dragon? Or do we want to keep you on Moon Dragon? The main thing is I don't want, like, you don't necessarily need the best of everything for every single character. And we don't have anybody riding a Moon Dragon right now. Now, stay on the Moon Dragon, I think. Oh, wow, that significantly reduces your armor and hit capabilities. Huh, wait. Sundered armor. Do Star Dragons sunder armor? Huh, yeah, they do. Wait, wait 1 second. So you have Sundered Armor in melee and not a miss. Okay, maybe we should keep you on a Star Dragon. I'll think about it. The thing is, with the Lothran Sea Guard's lack of armor piercing, the Sundered Armor could be quite valuable potentially. It's only a 50 gold change, so it's not a huge deal either way, but anyway. Mostly for variety's sake that I was considering it. Fern Harvest, you are moving this way. Ooh, actually, wait, let me just see here. We had another recruiter whose name I no longer recall. Not you, you will be useful as well. Fire was it? Yeah, Recruiter Zimdilla. She'll only have a little bit in the way of better recruitment than Fern Harvest will. And I forget, Fern Harvest, you have Fortuitous, which isn't too bad. Also, just out of curiosity. Okay, so you can go up to Moon Dragon as an Archmage of Beasts. And Archmages of... wait. High Archmages go up to Moon Dragons as well. Okay, so it looks like all the Archmages probably go up to the same stuff, although Fire is probably Sun Dragon rather than the Moon Dragon. But anyway, that doesn't change the fact that you will want to move this way. And you're here to recruit some Gate Guard. Now, 2,000 gold per is pretty steep, so I don't think we'll be able to afford it this turn, so we'll have to wait to start next turn. At least I think. Depends on how much money we can make here. You get into Noble Prestige and strike at Shrok Mount. They have little in the way of defenses, and frankly, they have little in the way of units here. Auto-resolve. A little bit of damage, but just fine. Another Shrieking Blade. Man, this is like a 5th or 6th Shrieking Blade. I gotta distribute them again, I guess. And we'll heal more or less to full. And then we'll have to decide as to whether we push up northward towards Rakdo Gorge or grab Kragroth Deep with the idea that we want Hag Grief, as it has that lovely, lovely pile of marble and iron that we want for ourselves. Anyway, you will probably want to assign a few of your skill points. We now, ooh yes, Renowned and Feared, more reductions. And frankly, we should have enough points to give you Elven Scholar. Probably wouldn't have enough points to go for Lightning Strike and Elven Healing, but who knows? It depends on how much of this we take. I mean, we'll want the stuff that actually makes you fighty, but certain things we won't care as much about, like Expeditious Endeavor. You're already plenty fast. Ooh, there's also Speed of Assyrian. Yeah, we'll take Elven Scholar because we want the extra research rate, but I don't know about the other stuff. Anyway, you, sir. Moving through Experience of Years and Commander. Horsemaster doesn't really do anything for us. Leadership, I guess Commander. And then we'll have to choose once again between Favored by Isha or Favored by Cain. This gives us a fairly significant damage buff, and the melee defense also isn't a huge deal for Nobles, which were a defensive type hero anyway. Certainly potential for it. Anyway, Belharathoi, you should also in theory be able to auto-resolve this, so Noble Prestige, and away you go. Yep, once again low casual. Oh! It's going to kill off our Illyrian Reavers. I almost... oh no, if the Illyrian Reavers are going to keep screwing us auto-resolve-wise, we may have to take them out of this army and replace them with something. There's something else that has Vanguard deployment that we can put in here? Because this entire army, with the exception of the Eagle Claws, are Vanguard deployment, and I might even get rid of the Eagle Claws later. Anyway, we're going to fight this manually super quick, just to preserve those two Illyrian Reavers. Now, I wonder if the Exalted Illyrian Reavers from Tyrion's faction would have Vanguard, or no, not the Exalted Illyrian Reavers. Exalted Silverhelms would have Vanguard deployment, because regular Silverhelms don't. I gotta check. I know that there are some big, depending on the units. Some Exalted units are basically the same, but just slightly better. Other ones jump tiers, like one unit will be tier 3, and then the Exalted will be tier 4, for example. That's the case for several of them. But anyway, you guys have Vanguard deployment, and thus you're going to make use of it. Like here. A little bit closer. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let's do this, and then this, just so that you can deploy further and fire more upon the enemy. Alright, and Illyrian Reavers, you can just stay back here. Well, you don't actually need to chase the enemy down, so we'll be fine. You can fly. That's all I gotta say about that. And you guys will move into fire as well. Granted, we have no heavy arrowheads here, but it's not a big deal. Alright, you guys on the skirmish mode yourselves. Who do we have back here? We'll keep the Reaper Bolt Throwers, or the Eagle Claw Bolt, damn it. Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers back here with a couple of units of spears just in case they get charged by something, and then we'll put the Noble out here where the... Oh, you have no Vanguard deployment either, huh? Okay, we gotta get a hero with Vanguard deployment somehow. There might be an item that does it for us. Start battle, wait. Switch to multi-shot. Now start battle. Wait. Oh yeah, that's it. Start battle. Alright. You can get in, let's say... Well, we'll cast a few spells. Yeah, you guys should probably fire on the Dark Shards rather than on the Spears. Frankly, the Spears don't concern us much, and we'll pop a guard mode on you. Alright, you get those Dark Shards here. And let's see what else we have. Oh, they have quite a lot of Dark Shards. Prevent them from firing with a nice Chain Lightning, I think. Noble, march forward. You guys fire on this unit of Dark Shards. Don't fire on anything else. And you keep floating around as needed. Heal everybody up right there. It can only affect 4 units anyway. And just keep on firing. You. Switch to this unit of Blackguard and Agarond. We'll also activate the Forbidden Rod. Noble is moving forward. You guys, let's say, loop around. I was thinking that the enemy would probably approach through the forest, but it doesn't look like they're doing so. You guys get ready to flank. You still block the archers. You get ready to fire along this way instead of the way that you were doing. All of you guys switch to this unit of Dark Shards, and then the same thing goes for... Well, actually, no. You guys are keeping the Blackguard busy, and that's just fine. Let's activate the Shield of Thorns. Good idea at this point. And then you guys flank into those Bleak Swords. Alright, this unit is starting to take a little bit of damage. We'll need to get them another little bit of healing. You guys get ready to loop around. You guys get ready to loop around as well. Range units, and... Well, you guys can back off now. You guys back off here. Start firing into the enemy. As needed. Alright, those spears are running. You guys keep on going after... Well, maybe go after this Death Hag. Heal up the most hurt unit of spears. And there's that Blackguard unit. Everybody fire upon it. All the range units at once, please. And you block them off as needed, but I'm willing to bet they'll have a pretty bad time. They know have shields after all. Let's slow them down with an Awakening of the Wood a little bit. And just to get them to take a few more hits, and I think they might rout before they achieve anything. Okay, you guys don't fire on them anymore. Switch to those Dark Shards. I don't... Okay, fine. I was thinking there would be more melee troops here, but it doesn't look like it, or more ranged troops. Alright, that's fine. You guys switch to various targets now. Alright, the Blackguard are dead. Go after that Death Hag if you can, and you guys fire on this. We need another Awakening of the Wood in the midst of this fight, but it's fine for now. Alright, Death Hag is returning. We got spears outrunning the enemy. You guys are firing on, what, this now? Fire on the returning units, both of the returning units, and allow these to chase down. We get a charge into these Dread Spears into the backs. Alright, no more spells available to us. Our Noble has defeated the enemy High Beastmaster, and the battle is just about ours. Couple more hits, and there we go. Alright, no need to chase down and take more damage to our own units, hurting our own units with friendly fire. And yeah, literally the only reason we had to fight that was because the auto-resolve decided, no, you're going to foolishly send the Illyrian Reavers directly into combat unsupported for them to all die, despite the fact that there would be no need to do so. But that's the auto-resolve for you. At this point, I mean, I wouldn't miss it, but it's just part of the Total War experience. I'll occupy the place. Alright, Potion of Toughness and Barded to Thilmar's Steed. Good. Though honestly, it's not like auto-resolve is much better in a lot of other games. You just never trust auto-resolve. Let's see what we have here. We're still going through Quartermaster, and even though your army is reasonably cheap, or pretty darn cheap, I should say, I think we should still keep going through. That said, Militia Master will buff up basically the entire stack, which would probably make auto-resolving a little bit easier, so let's do that. And then into Bowmaster. It's nice that the High Elven Archers double dip into 2 trees. The melee attack and defense is relatively useless for them, but in the rare occasions that they do get charged, then, well, in that case it is. Anyway, hard ticket for the Noble here, and we're good. And what do we have up next? Oh man, I'm gonna miss profit. We've got 12 more turns to rack up money via fighting, and then we're going to have to rely on our econ alone. So yeah. Architect Luaron, you're sticking around, and we'll take another look at the buildings shortly. Teclis, I would like you, sir, to move towards Imadri Ironbark. However, the way that I would like you to do this is in encamp stance. Because we do, he'll back off, and then we'll be at war with him, and it'll be a whole annoying thing. You can march stance this way. Teclis, don't recruit anything as yet. They're actually replacing just these 2 units of spears with either more Sea Guard or maybe a couple of Silverin Guard for the Esser Form Ranks ability to buff in the front line might be nice. The only reason I haven't done so is because we will soon probably be able to recruit at least a few Sword Masters of Hoeth. After we've completed building a few more archives, so we'll be able to get like 6 to 8 of them for Teclis. Just gotta keep an eye out on Lore Masters that have a trait. Melee defense for Phoenix units, eh? This is a nice trait, damn. It wasn't the trait I was looking for, but it is a nice trait. Do we then want a Lore Master of Hoeth in the Phoenix army? Melee defense plus 10 is a significant buff. And I am tempted by it. Man, every time I look at the damn heroes, there's a new one that makes me want to pick them up just for the buffs that they give. And yes, I wanted that Crushing Noble as well. But we also want another Influence Gathering Noble, damn it. Oh, we just need more capacities all over the place. And there is a few techs in the Elven Tech tree over here somewhere, yeah. Capacity plus 2 of every single type of hero, which is really nice. And oh! We have these things now. Upkeep -5 for own armies, faction-wide, and enemy territory. That's kind of interesting. Income from post-battle loot plus 20%, but at the cost of entertainment buildings. Money reduction. Might be worth it. Growth plus 20. Ooh. Wait, are these things actually available? I assumed that these would only be available once we get Dragon of Caledor, but maybe this is unrelated to them. Huh. That's interesting. Upkeep for Lords and Heroes. There's some really good stuff in here. I guess these were actually just tied to buildings, like dragon buildings. These are the Caledor's unique technologies. Oh man, everything's costing money. Just like real life. I come here to escape that. Anyway, Arvinal, you're moving up here. We'll figure that out in a second. We need to see how much money we have remaining. Beast Mage, go up here. Please don't get assassinated by Moransty. We have Morathi at home, and probably should level. Well, the levels won't actually help you, but whatever. Listen's Wild Form, definitely Flock of Doom and Wild Heart. We do also want Pan's Impenetrable Pelt. You know what? Let's actually get 2 points in Pan's, and then another point in Flock of Doom after. And then we'll move towards Transformation of Kadon. And oh, I'll have to delete somebody. I mean, it's an eagle-themed army, so I think we'll have to let one of the Silverin Guard go. It's not like we can get rid of Eagle Claws or Eagles. Yeah. Alrighty, where do we have more buildings stuff? We stopped somewhere. Rothgar Spire, you're building a building so that you can be sold off to the Tomb King Storag Core. We will eventually upgrade you, but right now it's a bad idea to invest as you're in too dangerous of a position. Same thing for Iron Rock. Though the salt mine will help our trading, and it's a relatively cheap thing, so I think it's still worth our time. Haunted Forest, we're definitely going to want the plaza here, and there may be a good reason to build either more capacities, although you won't do anything for us until you're up at the next tier, will ya? We could do more noble capacity via an Elven Garden, or an Elven Embassy with trade and tariffs. Which one would actually give us more influence? Technically, another noble on field would, in theory, give us more influence, so maybe another noble capacity. Oh, man. The noble capacity at tier 5 doesn't actually increase, so the basic version increases it as much as... Damn, that's unfortunate. We're gonna have to build an elven court in every single damn territory in order to get sufficient nobles to get, you know, a decent amount of influence going. In combination with the elven embassies all over the place. Adjacency bonuses will be useless here. Alright, fine, go for the Elven Gardens. Alright, Iron Sand Desert, Ice Rock Gorge, yeah, I guess you can build the manor here. You were collecting income.
The city is rank with corruption.
Only 2 turns to upgrade, but was it 1 turn before? Right, it's still 2 turns. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Grow as you are, but collect income, because we will need it. Especially as we got armies that need to be built shortly. You will be upgraded shortly, so we'll leave you alone. Griffin Gate will leave you alone. Dawn's Landing, yeah, let's upgrade that colonnade. And I guess we'll upgrade it again next turn, but we can't collect income, especially not while Teclis is here. You better not be going for the Skull Island, bro. Oh, alright, Hag Hall Colonnade. It's necessary, despite the... even without the reduction. Alright, you know what? We could switch for a turn. We don't have that Confederation debuff anymore. Ooh, but the Invocation of Assyrian will be gone. Meaning this will then take a lot longer to build, so I think it'll... We gotta make the investment now. Yeah, we gotta remember that with the Invocation of Assyrian gone, we need to build stuff up immediately, or else, well, we won't have another chance. In the sense that we won't have another chance to build it for cheaper, or to not take as long to build it. Mount Gunbed? Yeah, fine, just build the estate. Just spend all the money. And Dragon Isle, same goes for you. 1300 here, and... I mean, you're a yellow territory, and Gunbed is a green territory, meaning the reduction from the Invocation of Assyrian won't matter as much there as it will here. So we'll switch you, and that'll be Tier 3 and Tier 3, meaning you can either go to Growth or to Tribute to the Phoenix King. And I'm going to say Growth for the... well, Growth. Oh, actually, I should have probably built this tower. Do we have any Diplo that'll give us any further money? Torellosaur, Golden Order, willing to trade. Hello, Talzin is now visible. Ooh, yes. Good, Talzin, good. There's potential. Alright, so, Golden Order, we'll start with this. No non-aggression pact as yet, but our relationship is growing. And more trade is always good. Torellosaur will trade with you as well. You broke this agreement previously, but hopefully our relationship will rise. I think the problem is every time we confederate, the minus 40 is what's screwing us over with the other elves, with both Torellosaur and Tyrannok. Though Tyrannok's now pissed off Mazdamundi, who is really not liking us, which has me concerned. What about Talzin? What can we do with you? You are minus 4, you are currently fighting Sylvania Broken Axe. Are Broken Axe close enough to us to annoy us? Not really. And Warherd of the Shadow Gate, which might sail towards us. If we just join your war against Broken Axe, that would give us a non-aggression pact. And we can start being all nice and friendly. Yeah, let's do it. Non-aggression pact to start. And hopefully we can find Arguelon and then make friends with them too, though they probably will hate our alliance with Karak Kadrin. On the other hand, they'll probably love the fact that we will destroy Karak Azul shortly. Yeah. Alright, and that gave us the money that we needed to build up the building that we needed, which is gonna be you, Tier 3. While we still have that 1 turn of Invocation. Oh, I'm going to miss the bonus public orders, so go to Banish Corruption and stay there for 3 or 4 turns. Alright, and I do believe that's good in terms of... Why am I going back to here? That's good in terms of moving everybody. The only thing potentially to do is get to that... Here, oh. We don't have enough money to afford you anyway. But we probably wouldn't lose the accelerated one right now anyway. Melee defense plus 10 for phoenixes. Is nice. I wonder if these guys can get flammable like the mages can. We'll have to keep an eye out for more flammable mages as well, because, well, we're gonna have lots of fire phoenixes in the fire army. Anyway, skip, and turn. Well, let's proceed. I imagine Imrik won't be able to reach Krad-Tommen, but that shouldn't be a problem. Can anybody attack us here? Bloody Hands, Broken Axe, Sylvania looks okay to me. Oh, right, then that other noble which got killed trying to influence things. Undercity discovered in Mount Squighorn. How dare you? Whose Undercity is this, I wonder? I guess we'll find out later. Undercity discovered. We'll deal with you. Clan Wars, Scheme of Doom. That will be an annoyance. And Disciplinarian for Tilnai. Sure. How much will this cost to burn it down? Is it 2.7k? Something like that? 1.5k? Yeah, sure, do it. And do it now. And do it before it becomes a problem. Alright, and ooh, Wurzag's back, but... Oh, damn, he's gonna... Okay, wait. Ah, he just keeps sending... I wanted Barak Var. Okay, fine. Until now, you're gonna go into ambush stance right here. And we need you, Phaedian, to move right here. In the hopes that we can force Wurzag into an ambush. He should be able to reach us, so maybe he'll go for a Tilnai rather than Iron Rock. At least I hope so. You're gonna suffer attrition, but there's not much we can do about it. We can, however, give you a point or two. Your magics are almost maxed out. Let's get you speed of a Surian. Let us get you levels because it's Wurzag and he'll have a fight for us. Elven Scholar, which maxes that out. And I've still been ignoring the Volley and the Foe Seeker here. It's not like they buff everybody. Luce is still the better pick. And so, the next thing would be Cavalry Master for the Illyrian Reavers, as we're going to pop 4 of them into this army, just, you know, for flavor. And the fact that we have the Heralds of the Wind there already. You can get years of experience, since we already have Esteemed Combatant. And you, Mage Metal. How about... Earthing and Magical Reserves, then we'll go through Arcane Conduit and then get the second points in Final Transmutation and Transmutation of Lead. While we have Phaedian nearby, we don't have to be as concerned. Let's face it. Oh, wait, can you reach this? Oh, you're just short, Imrik. Just short. That's a shame.
Make haste, Asor!
Wait, you're not able to... No, you're not. I didn't think so, but... Alright, go here.
Follow me to glory.
Go here. We'll still have to be careful with Arwenil. Don't want her to get ambushed and destroyed, but I think we should be safe here. At least I hope we should be safe here. I'm gonna risk it either way. And we still want to leech XP. Oh, wait. I was gonna say I should probably pop you into a march stance, but it's too late now. If we can use Arwenil to take Kradtom, and we can then push Imrik past it into Karak Gazgal, and Clan Wars is very much on the back foot now. What do we have? 4 territories remaining. Looks good to me. Oh, wow. Clan Scryer is doing good. Damn, Scryer. Alright, nobody else wants to confederate, and Noctilus no longer wants peace, but he seems to be preoccupied with Tyrion, which works for us. Fern Harvest. Go to the edge of the Black Fortress, but you're still waiting on your recruitment. You need to move to Kragroth Deep, which you won't be able to reach in a single turn, and then loop back around this way, though I fear Rakdo Gorge will then... do we risk one of our allies taking Hag Grief is the question. We could probably hold Rakdo Gorge a little bit easier than we could this thing. I'm not sure. Are you able to reach... Wait. Yes, you are. Go to Eldar Spire. I want to see if this gives us additional vision that we could use.
I cannot rewrite reality.
You can try. You're a mage. You can somewhat rewrite reality. It's your job. All right, auto resolve.
They'll suffer the might of Sapphire.
All right, there we go. Enemy killed in battle, and another Elven Craftsman. That's fine. Don't collect the income here, of course. Man, Rakdo Gorge. I really don't want one of these guys to grab Kragroth Deep. You know what? I think we still risk going for Kragroth Deep. So go right here and encamp. You should still be able to reach it next turn, and this will allow our mage to just be a little bit short of reaching it, won't it? Or maybe it won't. Wait. Get rid of one of the Silvern Guard. Sorry, Silvern Guard. I know you've been around for long, but this is an eagle-themed army, and... yeah. Looks like you can join it. There we go. At last, this army has a mage to power up those eagles and everything else further. Beautiful. And that'll give us scouting in the army as well. Alright. You guys waiting for Wurzag Alwaron. You are waiting to build stuff, namely the theater and these 2 colonnades. Then the... it's Probably won't be the craziest money-making province. We should, in theory, do Elven Craftsman or Fairground into Elven Embassy, but we can't do Elven Embassy right now, so we'll start with the Elven Craftsman. And then we'll do the Embassy here. And this thing will need to be upgraded next turn. Can you know what, start collecting the income here, you're good now. Can we leave Architect to Luaran, or send her away? And I guess the question is where. We were going to remove the Gate Guard garrison here. Okay, wait, I'll figure this out in a bit. Let's move everybody else around so that I am not lost. You move this way. And keep an eye on everybody. Gwyndian and... Oh, right, we wanted to destroy this. And I think we'll do so right now. Teklas into Lilith's Blessing, please. Gwyndian into, I guess, Noble Prestige. Hardly matters. Can't leave this rogue army around. Teklas, hopefully this will give you enough levels to get your Phoenix thing. And aha! Aha! Alright, we'll send maybe Gwyndian back to Fortress of Dawn. In theory, it should be holdable against a single stack, but I still want Teklas down on that island. Madri is not at war with anybody, so he will be at war with us. Fair war? Yes. We have no military allies, only defensive, and that's just fine. Alright, move you closer and then kill this.
By the gods.
By the gods indeed. You know what? There's some Treekin in here, a Forest Dragon, some stuff I think that would be fun to fight, so I think we will fight it. I don't know whether we'll make use of the garrison, but I still think it might be worth a fight. Go.
For the king!
Alright, here we go. Damn these little rogue armies for appearing in our territory. We're certainly going to have to punish them manually. We're going to start the battle out by annoying the enemy with those anti-large arrows of those Illyrian Reavers. They're not particularly useful for pincushioning big old blobs of enemies, but they're fairly solid and dishing out damage to single entities. So that's what we'll do. We're going to have our single Reaper Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower target the enemy Ancient Tree Man here. And just keep annoying the enemy until they're ready to move towards us. They've no artillery of their own, so it's only a matter of time until they do. A unit of Dryads attempts to give chase to the skirmishing Illyrian Reaver cav, but they do draw close enough to the Lothern Seaguard only to get, well, pin-cushioned themselves. That said, they are fairly decently resistant, 10 physical and 25 missile resist. So it does take a little bit longer than we'd like, perhaps, though on the other hand, we're kind of used to it, as we've been fighting these savage orcs as well. Alright, and Teklas lands with his arcane phoenix friend, the Omen of Assyrian, but we're gonna back off rather than fight that forest dragon. Too bad we can't tame it. I wish that, you know what there should be? Imrik should have a, you know how you can steal artillery pieces of the same faction? Like, if you fight an army of the same faction, you can steal their artillery pieces if you have room in your army. Imrik should have a function where if he fights an army, well I guess Imrik directly, not Teklas, but where if he fights an army directly, he should be able to tame a dragon that way as well. And that should include all the other types of dragons, frostworms and forest dragons and black dragons. Probably not zombie dragons because they're not alive, but you know what I mean. Anyway, speaking of dragons, it looks like the forest dragon got stopped by that net of Ammontok from Imrik and is having a pretty bad day. Pin-cushioned and down it will drop. Sad to see the day. We'd love a couple of these of our own, and hopefully with the alliances with Wood Elves, we'll still be able to. The Dryads are rushing over the corpse of their fallen dragon towards our lines of Lothern Seaguard, and it does look like at least a few of them will reach us. Once again, that damage resistance is going to let them close the distance. Enemy Lord is around there or alive as well. We're going to try to send the Illyrian Reaver archers to get to more of those anti-large shots into him. And then afterward follow up by annoying the enemy Treekin. And speaking of, here come the Treekin, one of the greatest, I think, tanking units. These guys are just fantastic. I still personally like Crypt Horrors more, because they provide poison and such, and maybe I'm somewhat a little bit biased towards the vampire counts, but, yeah. Treekin are fantastic. Plus, the Crypt Horrors are a lot more fragile when they're acting on their own rather than interspersed in or among piles of trash units, whereas the Treekin can just function as a single blob by themselves. They're just that tanky. Anyway, Flock of Doom coming down from Teclis on all of the enemy units of Dryads in the background. We are chasing down and making sure that the enemy Dryads that are running are shattered and not merely routing. But it looks like the battle is pretty much ours. The enemy Lord has in the meantime fallen, destroyed by a combination of range fire from our archers and that single Eagle Claw bolt thrower. And once again, not to worry, it's a fairly high priority that we get Teclis a retrofit. We're currently building up the towers that will enable us to build Swords Masters of Hoeth, which are going to make up a pretty big portion of his army. Anyway, by the looks of it, the last of the Treekin shatter, the last on the field as the Dryads shattered previous to them. I decided not to even use the reinforcements, because clearly there was no need. Alright, there we go, very nice. I can't help but take it personal when these darn armies, these darn rogue armies appear in the midst of our territories, so I think it was worth it just to fight them and send them running. Ransom those captives, please, and we get a date with the Skull Island as soon as we can reach it. Gleaming Pennant for Gwyndian, sure. Bard for Teclis, good. Gwyndian, you don't need that Gleaming Pennant, sorry buddy.
Ready to march.
I assume this guy can't teleport. Actually, don't know. Gwyndian, go here. You're gonna move to potentially the Fortress of Dawn, where we should also probably build up this promenade because public order. Teclis. Huh. I can't quite tell. Would you be able to reach a Skull Island in one go? We could do a double fight with Teclis potentially, and now we have Flames of the Phoenix with him, which would be just swell. Great time to test that out. You probably want the second point in Vissen's wild form, and then we'll get metal shifting and other stuff. And lastly, the Mage of Life, which doesn't necessarily need to be or will continue to be in this army. We're probably going to send her somewhere else. It's just that, well... Huh. She does have a hero action success chance plus 25%. I'm almost tempted to reset her skill points and make her a tech thief, because we do need one. And with the Genius specifically, that's a lot of, like, she's unlikely to be assassinated and she's very likely to succeed. Even though she is a nicely leveled mage now. I'm gonna have to give that some thought. No, go for Specialist. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just need to do it once we retrofit Teclis. Teclis, go here. See if you can reach it. I'm hoping that you can, or I'm hopeful that you can. Come on, come on. Yes, beautiful. All right, and this one, I guess we will double fight, or we'll fight again. They've got 3 Rotting Leviathans, tier 5s. We got the Carronades as well. 4 units of Depth Guard, lots of decently high tier units. Tier 5, tier 4 armies, mostly tier 2, so go. Alright, here we go, another Teclis battle, and ooh, once again, the Arcane Phoenixes look just, they look just great. Gotta get more Phoenixes. Capture all the Articunos. Anyway, what was I saying? I got distracted by the sights. Huh. The colors of the regular Arcane Phoenix kind of work nicely with the sunset, sunrise, whatever. Anyway, another battle with Teclis. We just got him, and like with any new toy, we gotta try him out. Plus, we know what happens if we leave Teclis on his own or to deal with his own affairs. He fails miserably and begs Imrik for help. Anyway. I'm not gonna stop. Anyway, we're moving towards the enemy. The goal is to destroy that carronade. Teclis draws close enough to pop a chain lightning upon it, and hopefully that'll be enough to destroy him. The artillery crew, after all, of the vampire coast is very fragile. A little bit of help from the Omen of Assyrian will make sure that the cannons cannot fire, and that we're otherwise good. A lot of the enemy range units are attempting to focus Teclis down, but he should be fine. Once again, even if he's not particularly tanky himself, he does have the very, very spammable regrowth of his, with the significant reduction in the cost of it. So as long as he doesn't shatter, we're good, or as long as he doesn't reach his healing cap either. Anyway, by the looks of it, he can keep spamming his spells. Another chain lightning. Ooh, the crabby boy looking pretty cool under the chain lightning, and with the chain lightning hitting the water below. I'd say this is probably not super pleasant, but it's a rotting Leviathan, so it's probably not super aware of what's going on either. Anyway, keep that up. Looks like Teclis has nearly cleared out some of these guys and is up to 350 kills, starting to finally rack up kill counts like our other mages, like Phaedian and Michaela, who have shown what mages can really do so far. Anyway, Arcane Phoenix will drop that Arcane Vortex on a few of those zombos, take a few more hits from the enemy pistols, but then back off and just annoy general units. We'll keep on dishing out as much damage to isolated enemies, and if we get charged by things like Depth Guard, we'll simply back away. In the meantime, the enemy is probably now sufficiently annoyed to start moving towards our main stack, though the relatively slow nature of the zombie-heavy army means that they'll take a while to get there. And speaking of those Depth Guard, here they come, trying to chase down Teclis and the Arcane Phoenix, or the Omen of Assyrian to be specific, with their halberds, and we're gonna back off rather than face them directly. And these guys still taking shots at Teclis, but he's still more or less fine. He's got 30% physical resistance, 25 missile, and 36 ward, at least against range fire. He's pretty darn solid. Another Flock of Doom. Can't wait to get even further reductions and both cooldown and mana cost for Teclis, so that he can spam stuff even more. And finally, the enemy army draws into range of ours. The Lothern Seaguard feeling right at home, standing knee-deep in the water, though of course the enemy are aquatic, and I imagine the Lothern Seaguard are not. They're just used to fighting there, I guess. Alright, let's see if the enemy zombies are able to reach us. Well, it's more critical to target the Depth Guard, and so we do. Those dual axes would be able to rip into spears and Lothern Seaguard with great ease, so they had to go. Next up, we still have the 3 rotting Leviathans to deal with, though this one has been fairly heavily damaged by the 2 units of Illyrian Reaver Archers with those anti-large arrows of theirs, and is continuing to attempt to chase him down. And going to try to help out and focus it with the Eagle Claw, as well as a couple more archer units, and by the looks of it, the enemy rotting Leviathan wants to bypass the spear unit. We can't let that happen, so we're going to send the spears directly towards it, and they'll foolishly stop upon the charge and allow the rotting Leviathan to move towards our Eagle Claws, smashing asunder at least one of the crew. I'm not sure that the actual Eagle Claw was destroyed, so that's okay. We're going to need to react to this a little bit more, so a Spirit Leech will come down from our Lore Master, Lore Master of Koeth, and we'll charge it with the Lore Master as well as spears, and then continue the whole pin cushioning thing that we're doing. Alright, a little bit of damage from the Reaver Archers, and down goes the first of the rotting Leviathans. Alright, 2 more to take care of, though this one's already down below 40% HP. Our other Illyrian Reaver units are also riding around in the background, just repeatedly charging and annoying those units of range, but also sort of sending the Depth Guard on a wild goose chase so that they can't contribute to the fight. We're a little bit busy with the big old crabby boys. Alright, and that's one arrow too many, and down goes Krabby Boy number 2, leaving only the one. A fireball comes down from Teclis. I don't find the spell particularly useful, even with the upgrades that it has. There's also sort of an issue with the targeting of magic missiles when you're using flying units. At least as far as I've noticed, units have a bad tendency to sort of not use the spell. And Teclis likes to keep moving. But anyway, by the looks of it, the battle is pretty much ours. This unit of Depth Guard does manage to charge us, but with only 30% of its HP remaining. And the Lore Master are ready to whack away at them with his great sword. And this unit will melt away. Another one does charge forth, but this one is similarly low HP. The bounce barrier at about 90% will keep the Rotting Leviathan in place with a net of Amantok while we take care of the last of the Depth Guard, and then simply allow the enemy Leviathan to melt away before it can reach us. Unfortunately, the game won't let us see the death animation, but we already saw 2 of these die, so we're good. And down it goes, bravely charging into the arrow storm. Well, perhaps not bravely, as it can't feel fear, but anyway. Alright, there we go. This will give us a lovely 20, I guess 6k because of the treasury and a ransom captive's reward as well. We're not going to heal to full. We'd much rather have the money since we're building up our recon to fund our dragons. Ransom captives, please. And there we go. Plus, ooh, hello, Gem of Sunfire. Fire resistance 30%. Bound spell Flamestorm. Hello. That's nice. That is real nice. We're probably going to give this to Michaela for even more fiery burnination goodness. However, wait, what does she have as her current staff? Let me just see here. Oh, wait, does it have to be Lord's Army? Wait, let me just see here. Equipment gained? No, equipment gained. This is Lord's Army. We might have to give this to the Lord of the Army, because the fire resistance in the Fire Army would be quite nice so that our own units essentially don't hurt themselves. Should be pretty valuable just off of that. Also, Teclis, that gave you another level, not 2 less, but still good. As for what we want to get you next, we do get additional hero success chance for mages out of Master of the Order, plus ward save 10%, which is fairly significant. We also do like great time negation because of the, and the Winds of Magic power cost. And I'm going to say Master of the Order first since it buffs up all of our mages, and 10% ward save is a very solid buff. But otherwise we'll see. Looks like these guys are looking to land on Kairos' territory, and that's just fine by us. We'll keep an eye on Mr. Talagast of Vorpal Shard and destroy him as needed, but otherwise, let's see if there's anything else we need to do this turn. Phaedian and Fern Harvest rather, you are waiting. Architect Luaran, I guess you're waiting for at least one more turn as well to buff this thing. To upgrade this stuff, rather. Frankly, with only a single thing, it might not even be worth waiting. Is there anywhere else where you would be needed more right now? Is there anywhere else where we're going for tier 4 building? Well, I guess once we're done with the gate guard building, you could go here so that we can build a dragon thing here. Looks like it's the best place. Fortress of Vorag will be upgraded to tier 4 shortly. Alright, you know what? Go to the edge of Bitter Bay. Then we'll still be able to upgrade you next turn. But Fern Harvest, I think now is the time. We need to upgrade your stuff. Oh, man, we need more just Sun Dragon capacity. Yeah, you're gonna get 4 Gate Guard. I wish they weren't so horrifically expensive, but what can you do? 2 will go to Arwenil's army, at least to buff up the sort of temporary units there, and then 2 will go to help out the Lothran Sea Guard and provide them their auras. I forget, are the auras an area, or are they limited to 2 units? Not Asur form ranks with bolstered marksmanship, it's in an area, okay, so that's fine. I assume all of the regular Lothran Sea Guard have Asur take aim. And they don't have Asur form ranks, which is once again a reason that you might want to put a couple like Silvern Guard or something in that army, but anyway. You... I don't know, less busing, doesn't matter. And that's it. Alright, so now we just have Diplo and buildings and then another end turn. And double checking all of this, but it looks fine to me for now. Let's go to building. See what else we can build / Fort Mount Gunbad. We cancelled this last time, but now we can swap into Rebuild Lost Splendor and then upgrade one of these and this at the same time. Doomglades, Vol's Anvil. Needs to be tier 3. And, ooh, Public Order. Okay, we gotta build and then we gotta switch it back to... Yeah. Can't be having you rebelling. I'm gonna miss you, Invocation of Assyrian. You are good to us for a time. Alright, Haunted Forest, you're in the same position. And will remain as such. Misty Mountain, we're not going to invest in you, at least not yet. Blood River Valley, Dog Karaz, I think. Once again, this is in a dangerous place, so I don't think we'll invest in you until we're ready. Dracula Spire and Co., you're fine. Obsidian Desert, you're in the same position. And Rothgar Spire in the same position as well. Though, I am curious... Would you now trade Rothgar Spire for Circle of Destruction? We wouldn't want to do that right now, but we would want to do it eventually. Yes, you would. Beautiful. Alright, so we'll wait until we take Grief, then we take Circle of Destruction for ourselves. And then we try to keep an eye out on getting Clarkaron from these guys. And, oh my lord, not another one of these jerk-face armies. Oh, they're going to randomly declare war on us, and we have no army nearby, or not even close. I was wondering whether we could borrow an army here. Where are you trying to go? Why are you trying to go to Nagar? You're not at war with them, are you? You guys better not start fighting each other. Nagaroth, please don't declare war on those guys. But anyway, was that all the buildings? I think it was. I think it was. There's probably a few more stances to switch, but I guess we can wait on that unless I spot one right now, though it's not looking like I will. Alright, now do we have time to end the turn? Alright, I guess we'll end the turn. We'll see if Wurzag falls for this. If he doesn't, we're pretty much out of time anyway, but I am willing to fight one more battle if needed. We will, however, build an outpost with the western provinces. Now, Wei Zhen is not particularly safe, even though it's not a bad location. Kunlan might be safe. Ooh, the Celestial Lines. Huh. Yeah, we got the Jet Lines available already, which we could put in our Lion Army, as somebody suggested. Or possibly some Celestial Lines to add some flyers. Or a little from column A and a little bit from column B. Yeah, you know what, let's build the outpost at Kunlan and hope that nobody reaches it. The rest of the outposts, I don't think we're going to invest in upgrading right now, because we'll be using a lot of this money shortly. We'll need to spend like 12k or something just to get Imrik these 2 dragons. 12.7k just to get him those 2 dragons once we swap the rest out to Arwenels. So, yeah. And that'll also reduce our income because, well, the dragons won't cost only 315 in other armies. End turn. Oh, we also probably have Invocation of Vol coming up for a free and nice item. What do you want? Want us to join war against the Kazakh. For 819 money, you'll go straight military alliance for that. I think it's worth it. It's not like we'll ever actually fight the Kazakh. Go for it. Thank you. And that'll make both the northern provinces and the Golden Order like us a little bit more as well. Which is very, very nice. Man. And it's kind of funny. We're doing fairly good where we are, but the Empire is an absolute shambles right now. It's basically been destroyed, which is a shame for him. Anyway, it looks like Wurzag does fall for it and will be attacking Fayadian first. Well, Wurzag, good luck to you. Better orcs than you have tried. Oh, let's do it. Alrighty, yeah, when Fayadian says kill them, she's just talking to herself. She doesn't need any help. And she's gonna begin demonstrating that by starting off with a couple of nice spells. The Dwellers Below will be first, the Chain Lightning will be second, and a Pile of Corpses will be here to fertilize the regrowth in the Badlands. Alright. And, ooh, looks like the enemy is firing back, targeting Fayadian with a vindictive glare, and we're going to take all 5 projectiles by the looks of it, but not to worry, a regrowth will set us right. 200 and, okay, about 300 kills and 69k damage already, and we still got about 35 seconds until our reinforcements arrive on the field. And Fayadian gonna get a few charges in with her eagle, or at least I wanted to get a few charges in, and maybe that was a mistake because we don't actually have enough mass to back away. We're just going to quickly clear out these little piles of the little pile of goblin wolf riders, and then that'll allow us to back off. It also destroyed the unit, which is nice, even if it wasn't necessarily what we were aiming for. Anyway, with that, it looks like the reinforcements arrive on the field just as a unit that I hadn't noticed was attempting to flank us. We've also got that new Star Dragon for Tilnai, who manages to get her first Star Dragon breath off with 33k damage and 4.6, or 33 kills and 4.6k damage, which ain't too bad. Ain't too bad at all. She also has her bow ability, which she is trying to line up while the orcs below her are running away. And we can now start repositioning ourselves. Bounce power's at already 70% in our favor, and the enemy, well, let's just face it, they don't have a prayer here. But they should have known that as soon as they saw that it was Fayadian they were facing off against. And by the looks of it, one of our nobles will get charged by a unit of Savage Orc Boar Boys, but Fayadian and Tilnai will join in to help. And we're going to send our Illyrian Reavers to just help run these guys down to make sure that, they keep running. Out here, yet another Dwellers Below will do a little bit of area denial / slow the enemy down as they reach the range of our Lothern Seaguard. I'm gonna pop an Awakening of the Wood to slow them down even further, disrupt their formations, and do a little bit more damage as well. And by the looks of it, those piles of Savage Orcs will fail to reach the Lothern Seaguard as well. There is one more heading on in, and I take it Wurzag can recruit them at like super high ranks, because we keep encountering them at a very high veterancy. Well, the veterancy ain't helping them all that much against this. At least not in the numbers that the enemy has them here. They'll need some Savage Orc Rogue Idols, there we go. Or is it just Savage Rogue Idols? I don't remember. But you get what I'm saying. To help out a little bit. Oh man, there was a... I think it was in the Malachi campaign, there was a scene or a fight where we had to face off... I think it was 6 rogue idols at once, and it was very, very dangerous. Also, they also gave us some really fantastic shots of the battle. Rogue idols are really fun to fight because they're really cinematic. And in that particular army, there was, we mostly had melee units, so we had to actually take them down much more in melee than we normally might. Anyway, looks like some Spider Riders riding around in the background, though probably not for long. They do manage to smash into our Illyrian Reavers, and we can simply back them off and allow Rahagra's Pride to take care of them. Wurzag, oh no. He suddenly gets in range of the Lothern Seaguard. I actually panicked and told them to stop firing, but yeah, sorry, where's that? Well, he goes down, and I'd wager that yep. And that's exactly what happened to Wurzag. Oh my lord, and the arrows are still coming. It's just mean. It's just mean. And with that, Wurzag's army is done for. We'll do a little bit of chasing because they ran into us, and whatever remains of the army will survive. But by the looks of it, not much will remain. Probably the Spider Riders and not much else. Well, as usual, great job to Fayadian and Tilnai as well. All right, there we go. Yeah, it was my bad on killing Wurzag. I really didn't mean to do it, but you look away for 1 second, and then a million Lothern Seaguard just melt him away before he before you can blink. Oh well. As usual, Theoden absolutely cleans house. 900 kills, 154,000 damage, and so much damage to the rest of the enemy army that they weren't really viable anymore to fight us. We'll ransom captives again for additional cash. And that should be a pretty significant portion of the Bloody Hand's strength destroyed, as we just destroyed 2 stacks, 3 if we count the one that was a Karazakarak, in fairly quick succession. Anyway, folks, with that, we are most definitely out of time, and yeah, this is why I wanted to keep him alive. Great Green Killer is a fairly decent trait. In fact, it's a trait that we might want on Imrik himself if we can get here before he dies, as in before Wurzag dies. We'll see. We might be able to have Imrik go to Ekrund, and oh, this is full of rats. Oh wow, look at that. Galbaraz and oh wow, income generated 1,000. Alright, time to burn out some rats. That's good stuff. I assume this is Scryer. I don't think Verms is alive anymore, unless I'm mistaken. Because who else would it be? Rictus is gone. It has to be either Verms or Scryer. These guys aren't at war with any rats. Is anybody here at war with any rats? Are you at war with any rats? Okay, well, are you at war with any rats? You are at war with Himri and Cortively Baros. No, okay, well, we'll find out what rats those are later, but for now we're out of time and I'm calling the episode. The next time we continue to advance through Queek's territories, hoping to knock him out. We'll probably take Barakavar and severely weaken the remains of the Bloody Hands, at least in the Badlands, though it looks like they possess a decent amount of territory in the Border Princes as well. And we'll probably start recruiting those Sisters of Avalorn and maybe even some White Lions as well for our 2 next armies, as our money situation has started to fix itself, and it's, I think, gotten to the point where we can afford a couple more stacks. So, we'll be doing that shortly. Stay tuned for more Imrik. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.